got me friends too.
All right, what's going on, John?
Well, to those of you that might be out there, yeah, we're a little later than normal. What's new? Brief technical difficulties on starting the show. It seems to happen on a weekly basis for us. What's going on down there in the OKC area?
It's still fucking hot.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, I get that. I get that for sure. I mean, it's still hot, but we definitely have had a couple of decent days. So,
Right. It's definitely been better. Hopefully, got a little 3-day, 4-day, 5-day weekend festival coming up. So,
yeah. So, are you heading out to that at all, or?
I have been able to acquire Saturday and Sunday off. I really wanted to go Friday and of course Thursday, but Saturday and Sunday is good with me.
Right on, right on. Who are the big names on Saturday and Sunday? I don't know the lineup, to tell you the truth.
I just was told that I was given the time off yesterday, so I really haven't even looked at it. I just looked at Friday and what I was missing and went, fuck. Midnight Devils and Wild Street.
Right.
I'm like, shit.
I believe Slaughter's playing on one of those days. I don't know.
I believe it's Friday as well.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. So kind of sucks.
We are talking about Rocklahoma. For those of you that may not know what we're talking about, I have definitely not dug into the lineup this year. I knew I wasn't going.
Right.
So I didn't dig into it. There's a time in life when we were going every year, and I was plotting out like every possible part of my day. Like,
oh yeah,
I'm gonna be at this stage. I got to be at this stage. This is where I'm gonna go grab something to eat.
Exactly.
It's a great time down there, and if you're going, I know you're gonna have a lot of fun. Hopefully, a little bit cooler the next few days for you guys down there. And I know that I have a few friends, or we probably have a few friends that are going as well. I know there's a couple from Arkansas that are heading over there that they were leaving today as well.
Christy said Midnight Devils are on Sunday, so yeah.
Nice. So you will get to catch up with Sam and Sniper and Jimmy, so that'll be very cool for you.
Good stuff. That makes me feel a lot better. It really does. I was just like, damn.
Maybe the guys in Wild Street will still be hanging out. Like, you might still run into Eric,
right,
in his new band. That's possible. So, I will say that I did get to catch Wild Street last night. Eric was not feeling real well, like even before the show. I know him and his wife apparently were sick all day yesterday, so it's pretty rough seeing Eric in that shape. He was he just seemed so out of it, but he still got up there, took the stage, and did what he does up there. So props to Eric. I know he's in Nebraska tonight, and then Tulsa tomorrow night, and then they hit Rocklahoma. So I mean, like, Thursday, like, basically they're going to play a pre-party in Tulsa,
right?
I mean?
Right. I was kind of wondering if you
I don't know that it's a technical pre-party. I don't know where it's at, but they're playing Tulsa, so in my head that's a pre-party to Rocklahoma.
Exactly. Yeah. It's the average day number 1 of 5.
Right. Sometimes we used to turn it into Wednesday because we thought we needed the extra day of not sleeping.
What's pregame? What the fuck?
So yeah, we pre-gamed before the pre-game. That was usually how it went. And what that normally entailed was everybody meeting up at Randy's place, and there were we went to Brad's place one time, and
Oh yeah.
and Ragdoll did a jam session for
Dude,
us
that
in
was
in his
so
living room.
fun. So fun.
And those guys from Ragdoll, like they just tore it down like a little acoustic jam in the living room. It was a lot of fun. It was great.
It was that I still love watching those videos on Facebook. They did just out of nowhere just started jamming, and it was just like, wow, these motherfuckers are really good. Really good.
I think since we have to everybody out there, we do have a guest at 7:30. We have leaving Eden.
Mhm.
Wow, that was not easy to say fast. I totally stumbled it. We do have them coming in at 7:30 with us. But since we have some time to kill before that, I think maybe we should. We're already on the Rocklahoma subject, and maybe we should go over some of our favorite memories. Like we probably should have thought this through tonight, because we knew we didn't have a guest. Like if we would have thought up like a top 5 or something, but let's just bounce back and forth on some of the great things that we remember.
Speaking
from
of bounce, the chest bump. Dude, there's one.
It was more of a belly bump than anything. You guys, the first time I met Charlie was at Rocklahoma, and we decided that we were going to chest bump when we met, and we went down in front of the main stage when nobody was playing, and it was just like pre-party night, but we just like kind of were walking the grounds or whatever. So we went down and there's a great photo out there that exists of our chest bump. There was no part of our chest that touched. There's no way.
That's epic.
I do appreciate that one. Speaking of Charlie, we're not sure if Charlie's going to be joining us this evening, and if not, that's a little sad, because I wanted to get a little Crash Karma John 5 feedback. I do think the chest bump day was possibly the same day that we lost Ben. That just came up in the comments. Nice. I assume from Christy.
Nice segue.
I do believe that was the same day, and that actually sparks a really great memory for me, a memory I was told about.
Right.
So
wasn't Ed on top of the van about the same time?
Ed was on top of the van.
Right.
I was inside the van because he was knocking on the door and he said, "Hey, let me in." And I was like, I couldn't figure out how to unlock the doors. I was stuck in the van because I couldn't figure out how to get out. Like they were locked and I could not get the locks to come up. So then my brother came up to me and said, "We can't find Ben." And I pulled my phone out and I basically did this. I was like, I don't have his number. Like, because I couldn't figure out how to operate my phone right then. You guys, that was I want to say a memorable time, but it was I didn't remember most of it until we talked about it the next day. And then I was like, oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, Ed came and knocked on the way. Yeah, I couldn't open the door. Yeah. I didn't know how.
Speaking of not remembering.
We have the bucket.
The bucket is here along with the monkey.
Oh my God. Is there a monkey in the bucket?
There's a monkey in the bucket.
You've got to be kidding me.
It's still got its tag on there too.
That's incredible. We can return it. Bro, we make some money.
So basically this was the bucket of shame, and anybody that
hold that up just a little bit higher.
Anybody that had thrown up, or we put the date and what time this happened, and Charlie was one of the first ones, and we actually made him wear it around his neck, not for very long, because he looked like a dog with a cone of shame on. He really did. He's like, how long do I have to wear this? Shut up, just keep. But
We were like
Yeah,
until the next person pukes, but
exactly.
I think he actually ended up moving it from his neck to like his belt loop or something.
Right.
But then he was just like kicking this bucket because it was just like kicking his leg back and forth the whole time. And the sad part, that bucket, I believe, was a candle
It was, yes.
prior
Yeah.
to that.
Yeah.
We decided we didn't need a candle, but we needed a bucket.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know why. It was just
You don't know why? You know when
well, I mean,
that got bought the night of all the ridiculous requests from the run to Walmart, right?
yeah.
Like that's what happened. Like I was like, I need a rubber chicken, and I ended up with one. And I still have it.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Like everybody was like, I need this, and everybody's looking at us like, why? We're like, it doesn't matter. You know?
It's needed.
Doesn't that mean Charlie went to the spirit world?
Yeah.
And I broke that cooler.
And all this is the before Rocklahoma party.
Yeah. It was like the pre party.
Yeah.
Because that was all at your place.
Yeah. I remember at Rocklahoma, the guy that walks around with a bag of the mini shots.
Oh yeah.
I cannot remember what they called him or whatever, but if you made eye contact with him, it was all over. So if you're walking by and you look at him and he's like, I got you. He had this bag that you had to reach in there and pull out one of the minis and had to shoot it right there in front of him. A lot of times it was stuff like rum or just some nasty ass shit. But the coolest thing, I mean, he just walked around with this bag of booze, man. And anybody that looked at him or said hi or whatever, so there's that guy.
The part that I'm upset about was I remember that guy, and like I chatted with him for a long time. And I knew his name, and like I feel like we were friends on social media for a while. Like,
oh wow,
we had still chatted. I can't for the life of me remember now. That was how many years ago? 12.
Oh yeah,
or 13 years ago.
It was a long time ago.
But anyway, like I ran into him in the VIP campsite area, and he was like, "Bro, come over my camper. I got booze, and we'll do some shots." And I was like, "Sounds good." Like if you think about it, you just threw caution to the wind. Everybody's like, "Come over to my camper."
Yeah, and I'm like, come on in.
Okay. Right. What was I thinking? It was not. But I feel like if I recall correctly, I was hanging out with the guys from Scattered Hamlet the night that that guy was around too. So I think the guys from Scattered Hamlet and
drinking some moonshine.
Yeah, I feel like we all walked over there and he dished up some little bottles of booze. Definitely good times. There's one other one that I want to bounce off of you from our guest last week, Mr. Jody Rowe. Jody Stallone. He's not using his stage name so much anymore. Who knows? But we were waiting on them to show up to Rocklahoma one day, and then as soon as they showed up, they like pull in, and we were like, "Hey, we were waiting to crack this bottle for you guys. You know, it was like we were gonna do the first shots." And he says, "All right," cracks the bottle and takes the lid and chucks it a million miles away. And we just looked at him like, "You got to be kidding me." Because we knew right then we were going to have to kill the bottle because he just chucked our lid. So there was like 15 of us standing around, and we just started passing the bottle. Like, keep going, keep it passing. And I was like, this was the dumbest idea ever.
It wasn't a small bottle.
No, that was the John Hennis approved size, bro.
Right. Yeah. It was.
Those were your words.
Yeah. Those were. Oh my gosh. Then, of course, there's Random Guy.
Oh, yeah. That every year that photo pops up, I have to share it because it's hilarious every single year.
Yeah. So we were just going over to Lisa's campground. I don't even know what we were doing.
I think we were just hanging out over there.
Yeah, we were just hanging out at a campground, some of our friends, and I don't even know. He just kind of stumbled up to us, and
Like
he
it was when we were taking photos.
pictures. Yeah,
Yeah, we were just getting some group photos and such, and this dude just like pops in the side, like, and I was like, who is this guy? So then we took like 15 photos with him.
Oh yeah, he posed. He had his leg up in the air. All kinds of good shit.
I think we picked him up and held him.
Yeah, we did.
Point, like there was a whole row of
Yeah.
us, and we just lifted him up and held him in front of us.
Yeah, just fucking random guy. He was definitely drinking the beer over there.
Yeah, he was having fun.
Yeah, so fucking random guy.
I will say one of mine, 2008. I was there with the owner of the booby trap,
Mm-hmm.
and we were getting ready to leave the venue. As we were walking by the side stage, Davey Vane and Danny West were standing right by the side stage, and I was like, so I obviously went over and asked to get photos, and we did. And then Lisa asked if I could take a photo for her.
Mm-hmm.
She's all like, your finger's over the flash. I'm like, no, it's not, it's fine. And like probably like 3 minutes back and forth, and then Davey's like, bro, your finger's over the flash. I'm like, stop arguing with me. I'm like having an argument with Davey Vane about very much, in fact, my finger was over the flash. The picture still exists, but it was very dark and reddish, because I definitely right over the flash.
I remember outside of the Jaeger camp, I was just I had to go to the bathroom, so I kind of walked into the tree line and everything, and I'm just fixing that issue right there. And I hear Ben, where's Randy at? I was like, come over here. He freaking freight trained me. I mean, came barreling, wham, tackles me. I go rolling down this freaking hill, still got my shit hanging out. And I go down this damn hill, and I was all scratched up because I went into these bushes and thorns and all kinds of stuff. And yeah, he didn't even realize he had done anything, and until the next day, he's like, dude, did you really roll down the hill and go into some bushes? And I said, yeah, look at my leg, dude. And it was all scratched up. He's like, oh shit, I am so sorry.
So that's
it's all good.
That's where you were when we were hanging out with Diamonds.
Probably. I was at the bottom of the hill over by Camp Jaeger.
That would be in reference to our show with Daniel Decay a few weeks ago, that he didn't realize he had ever met Randy or not.
It's so weird.
So that's where Randy had to have been when Daniel was hanging out with the rest of us. There was one other thing I wanted to cover tonight, maybe in this segment of time, and I just, it's going to be very brief. It's more of a statement, I guess. James Hetfield is dating Kim Kardashian. I don't know if you've seen those headlines.
I thought it was a meme. I thought it was fake.
Well, I don't know if it's true or not, but if it is, I'm just going to say that she probably discovered Metallica from watching Stranger Things. It's the only thing that makes sense in my head. Like, if that's true, if that's really the thing, she's like, oh, I need to look up this Metallica band, and then she went after James. I you know what I mean? It doesn't make sense to me.
That is really odd. That's really strange. Huh.
Again, wow. I have no idea if it's true or not.
I did see something like that, and I just blew right past it because I was like, there's no validity to that at all. Not even wasting my time. It's not even clickbait.
I didn't go into it to read it. I just read the headline thing, but then I was like, I thought of the funny aspect of it, of like, that's how she had to have discovered Metallica. So I actually wrote that down like 3 days ago. Like,
I just don't see Metallica in her playlist. What I'm saying? It's just like I just don't see that happening.
You never know.
You're right.
You never know.
Right.
Like, people surprise us all the time. Or we surprise each other sometimes. One thing, we got about 3 minutes before hopefully our guest calls us.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna do a very quick brief. I'm putting you on the spot.
Oh Lord.
Van Halen or Van Hagar? Why?
Van Hagar. I think the 5150 just it fit a certain time in my life. And it was like the soundtrack for things that were going on at the time for me. And I was just hooked from the beginning. I definitely love David Lee Roth, but the Sammy Hagar in 5150 and just some of this, it was just the soundtrack of my high school. It just feels good.
Right on. I'm gonna take the other side of that, and I'll say Van Halen, and I'll tell you why. By the way, I was prepared to go either way on this debate. Because to me, Women and Children First is probably one of the most underrated and probably one of the best Van Halen albums. And it's one that you don't hear about. A Fair Warning, another one as well. And I think to me, because of the way it was, I'm talking both of them in their prime. I'm not talking like, say, Roth now, because I know it's not the same.
Oh, but right.
It's kind of like saying Vince Neil 1986 or Vince Neil now. It's like a no-brainer question. But like, because Diamond Dave was such a showman, he just had that huge persona, like when he was on stage. You know what I mean?
Agree with that. Yeah.
Like, so for that fact, I would go Van Halen. I could make the arguments on the other side too. Like, who doesn't love some pound cake?
Yeah, right. And I was listening to Eddie Trunk one time, and he was like, people were saying that David Lee Roth didn't have his voice anymore. And he's like, you do understand that David Lee Roth never really had a great voice. It was his personality and his showmanship that just was bigger than life. And, and in your mind, you just thought he was just, oh, and it really, when you listen back to some of his vocals and stuff, it's nothing spectacular. It is unique. He does have his unique pieces to it, but as far as Sebastian Bach, oh my God, listen to that voice type thing, no, he never had it. And it's just the live show with David Lee Roth was just what made them.
I agree wholeheartedly. One more that I want to throw at you is Tommy Thayer, Bruce Kulick, or Ace Frehley. I had to.
I'm Bruce Kulick, just because that was my first Kiss concert, and really my only one, I think. So I believe that would be I'm pretty sure it's Bruce Kulick. Yeah, it was. Hot in the Shade.
Hot in the Shade tour, absolutely.
Okay.
I saw that one as well.
Right on.
All right.
Well, what's going on?
Howdy.
Hey. It's good to see you, man.
Right on.
So we were just talking we didn't have a guest on at 7:00, so we were just talking about Rocklahoma. We've gone to Rocklahoma so many years, and all the damn things and all the antics that we did, our favorite ones at Rocklahoma and stuff. But
when we were
much younger. So let's introduce ourselves. My name's Randy, and I'm from Oklahoma City.
Right on.
I am John. I'm in Topeka, Kansas.
You're in Kansas?
Yes, sir.
Right on. I've been to both. We played in both.
Oh, right.
Where do you guys play in Kansas?
I couldn't tell you. That's one thing. I never remember where. I just know, we played 47 of the states. So
wow, that's amazing, dude.
That's very cool.
That's really cool. So
look who's here.
Of,
come say hi.
Yeah, but I don't have
Was it? Oh, who was that?
Hi.
how's it going?
Great. How are you?
Wonderful. So you guys are in Boston, correct?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we've got some friends that live down there in Boston.
Yeah. I'm north of Boston right now, but
okay,
within 30 minutes. So I used to be able to I could see every ball game from my apartment. And,
nice.
I'd have the half-eaten sausage sandwiches underneath my windshield wiper in the morning,
Well, you definitely still got that Boston accent. You're close enough.
Yeah. I forget about it.
Yeah. It just comes right out naturally, doesn't it? So, tell us what you guys have got going on. This is Leaving Eden, right?
Yeah.
And what's your name and what do you do?
My name's Eric, and I play the guitar. I write most of the songs.
Uh-huh.
I record. We have our own studio, so I do all the recording and all the videos and editing.
Really cool. You did the videos like Green?
Yeah.
Way to go, man. Way to go.
Yeah, and that Green song, that's a old song,
Yeah.
It was written a long time ago, and it was never released. So we threw it on this album, which is really cool.
Awesome. So looks like you guys have just gotten done with like Bike Fest. How did that go over?
Awesome. It was great.
Good
mob.
times.
Yeah.
And
what's that behind you on your wall? I'm trying to see. Are those records?
They're CDs.
CDs. Okay. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Cool. Very cool. Got a lot of them there.
Yeah, and it goes all the way around. A lot of a lot of those bands were at Rocklahoma. All of them are signed, and it's just lots of good friends at Rocklahoma. When are you guys going?
I'd love to go. I'd love to play. We don't actually have a contact there, so you have to have a contact to do that. It's
one of those things, but I'm really close to there, so I might know somebody.
Yeah, if they want us to come, we'll be there, man.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I've always heard of it, and
dude, it's great.
It always seemed like I was too late when I did do a submission or something like that.
Gotcha. So I came across you guys from Rogue PR, and they had hit me up and said, "Hey, what about maybe just emailing some interview questions, and that way you can get to know the bands and you can add content to your website." It was a win-win situation. As soon as I got your guys's in, I was like, I'm going to go check these guys out. It was very eloquent and I loved how you guys did it. And I went and checked you out, and I'm like, oh shit, this is good stuff right here. And then I immediately fired off, hey, would love to have you guys on, and thank you for joining us.
Right on. Yeah, that's awesome.
But yeah, I was like, where have these guys been, and why haven't I seen them yet? Yeah, dude, you're gonna be with Winger. What?
Yeah, that's gonna be fun, man. That's gonna be a lot of fun.
Huge. Where's that gonna be?
At the Granite State Music Hall in New Hampshire.
New Hampshire.
And you guys have quite a few shows coming up here in the future, yeah?
Yes.
Like up and down kind of the eastern seaboard, maybe.
Right,
Is the best way to
exactly.
say it.
Yeah. So that's always fun. And, for me, it's about meeting people, like I'm meeting you guys here.
Mhm.
And our paths could have never crossed if it wasn't for the music. Never in a million years. So that's why one of the big reasons why we do it. Because imagine you just get to meet people everywhere, and some of those people become our longtime friends. Our tour manager, I met him on the road. I never would have met him, and here he is, tour manager, and amongst other things that he helps with. So,
absolutely, yeah, you're right. It's just this circle that just keeps. We've met so many people just through the music. And just doing interviews and stuff, and it's amazing how down to earth almost every single band. And you would think, oh man, we're never going to be able to talk to them, or I bet you they're an asshole. They just come off cocky. nicest people. Absolutely. So, and what you have in your mind of how they are usually isn't true, and it's really uplifting to see. I think maybe out of how long have we done this? 13 years, off and on.
I mean, yeah, we had a big break in the middle.
Yeah, I was still interviewing people, and I think maybe one has come across as just a true jackass. But I mean, that's a good record right there, where everybody is, they're just very humble. Because the music business is not anywhere close to what it was 30 years ago. And where they could just be these I'm better than you, and they need us. They really need the fans now.
Yeah, I look at it like, when we play, it's not like, hey man, look at me, I'm up here, look at me. It's really not about that. It's really about that we're all here together right now. Right now. We're all here. We all chose to be here. So let's make the best of it together.
Yep.
Right?
We're just playing the theme song to the party.
Yeah.
I like that.
Exactly.
Eric, I have a question for you. If anybody is looking for your guys' music or your merch or anything like that, where's that one-stop shop that you want to throw out there so that we can direct them to it?
I would say the website, leavingeden.com. And, we also do, it's called Silver Springs Fleetwood Mac Tribute.
I was going to ask about that.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. When I was a kid, like I literally couldn't afford guitar picks. So I had to play with my fingers, and thank God I did. I got attacked by a dog once, and he ripped my thumb like 75% off.
Oh wow! And
luckily, I played with my fingers. But Lindsey Buckingham plays with his fingers. He's like a banjo player, I was always intrigued. No, sorry, I can't say always intrigued. For a long time, I've been intrigued. I never really liked Fleetwood Mac when I was a kid. I just like the heavy shit. Right. But anyways, so yeah, we're going to be meeting Stevie Nicks this month. Actually, we're going to be meeting.
Exciting.
So that's going to be fun, especially for the girls.
Wow,
that's very cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
So how long have you guys been together? You said that you've been to all 40 or 48 states.
47.
That's 47.
Yeah.
That's a lot of motion right there. Get a map, Randy.
Yeah. Just never been to Hawaii, Alaska, or way up north, Washington State.
Okay.
Believe it or not, never been up there. Canada, and then over in Europe, which was awesome. Because over in Europe, all I heard was brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
That's so good.
Funny. Funny. You're here in Boston, and you look at someone, and they're like, what the fuck are you looking at?
Right.
You look at someone over there and they're like, hey, mate, how you doing? You know, so different. I love it.
Yeah, definitely a different scene over there for sure.
Yeah. We've been around the block. We've been together for a long time, and we've got to, share the stage with some of the biggest bands, icons in the world. And to have the opportunity to do that is a very unique kind of situation, I think. And many of those you can't play, like when we play with Black Sabbath, I can never, play with Ronnie James Dio again.
Right.
Or any of those artists, Dimebag.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually, I don't even like to talk about it really, but when we were on tour, we played in the same place that he was, that he lost his life. And I was I was standing in the same spot. So it was kind of surreal.
A very much surreal moment.
Yeah.
Oh,
but,
shit.
you can never play with these people again. So to have that opportunity is just, humbling. Let's say that.
Yeah.
It's very humbling.
Yeah. So up until now, or until you meet Stevie Nicks, who has left you starstruck? I know I asked you that on the email interview. You've got so many people that you've played with. Surely somebody is you're just like, wow.
I want to say, oh God. Nico from Iron Maiden. We hung out. We hung out with the drummer from Herman Z. German, Herman Ritter.
Oh yeah.
He wrote some of those. He actually was the one that wrote some of those songs. I don't. It's
okay. Don't be embarrassed to name drop.
I
mean, pop it out there.
No. I mean, there's just so many. So I don't know who was the most.
Jefferson Starship.
Jefferson Starship was cool. I think that was cool because we weren't supposed to play, and it was one of the it was the reunion. I don't remember what year, but it was the reunion for it. So it was just people who played Woodstock and Country Joe and Fish, and Janis Joplin's band was there. Whoever was still alive was there 10 years after.
Mm-hmm.
And anyways, we played the day before. So to make a short story long, we went to play for a benefit, and we got there, and I'm like, my God, look at these stages. This was a benefit. We knew nothing about it. So then the guy, says, you're not playing there. He goes, you're playing over there. And he pointed to this little coat rack of a stage.
Of course.
Side,
Of course.
And there was hardly no people there. But we got up and we played. We did our thing. And, that was that. And then he comes up. He goes, my God, you guys are great. He said, you guys want to play tomorrow? And I said, yeah, we're here. What do you got going on? He goes, he got mad. He said, what do you mean? What do we got going on? Woodstock, man. We got Woodstock tomorrow. You know how much money I spent in advertising? Are you kidding? I said, whoa. I said, I'm not from around here, so I have no idea. I said, but, wow. I said, is it like the original Woodstock or the 90s Woodstock? And he said, it's Woodstock, man. You guys want to play it on? I said, yeah, absolutely.
Are we still playing in this closet over here? Is this where we show up?
Right. We got to play on that main stage. They gave us like a 12-person, and someone to drive. They drove us around everywhere. We got to eat with them and dine with them. And it was just like, I got to say that was because it was full circle. That's kind of where it all started, right? It all started back then. And,
absolutely. Wow.
And that was just by mistake, not by mistake, but by chance. But our motto has always been, we'll play anywhere, anyhow, anyway, so long as we can. And that motto really has put us in certain positions where
I had no clothes.
You had no clothes, right? I know. Jeez. That's what she remembers about it. It's like we were in Europe, right? And can I tell another story? Or I don't know how much.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We're in Europe, and we got pulled over. The driver got pulled over, and there was another vehicle, another like band van in front of us. There was two vans, and so we got pulled over, and the first van with some of our band was in that van, and they kept going. And the guy is like, "Hey, can you pull over in the parking lot over there just for a minute? Just take a couple minutes." And he's like, "We got to follow them. We had to get to Nottingham." And so, anyways, we end up seeing our driver get put in handcuffs, and he's getting arrested.
Not good.
We have no other contact. Our phones don't work. We know that we're going to Nottingham. We knew the name of the place. It was Rock City, which is a pretty awesome place. But so we end up having to take all that. So we said that, the police, they said, well, you're going to take all your stuff out and get out. And I said, well, what are we supposed to do? I mean, they go to the train station. So we walking down the street with all of our stuff down.
Oh man.
And it starts raining. Yeah. Our equipment, and it starts raining on us. We get to the train station. I think it was like $700 and something for us to go. And I was like, oh my God. So, and we didn't have a chance to go to Stonehenge, because that was like not far from us, and a few sites. Our schedule was just so tight. So at that point, Eve was, bummed out, let's just say. So I had the video camera, and I'm filming, and she's, she's in the shot and everything. So when I got back, I'm going through the footage, and I'm just going fast forward. And I see her lips move in the clip. And so I go, well, I wonder what she just said there. So I went rewound, and she said, and we didn't even get to go sightseeing. Right. And behind her on this train was this scenery that you could, it was the most amazing, green grass fields and UK, the backdrop of that you could ever, rock walls and animals. And, oh my God, it was just so beautiful. And I just started laughing, saying, man, all she had to do was just turn
around. That's awesome.
But wait a minute, in my defense, you don't understand the day that we had, all right? That was like the culmination of everything. And I was just a little bummed.
But the show turned out good, right?
Yes, the show was great.
An hour,
yeah.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Who would you list as some of your influences into the music world?
Richie Blackmore. I used to love to listen to Black Sabbath. There's so many, because what I did was, again, I didn't have much money, right? So I had a friend who would record the radio on cassette.
Oh yeah.
And so I would learn every song. I would just learn. So
I was your friend.
Who knows, over 1,000 songs. And I just did it because I felt like I had to do it. And thank God I did. I'm so glad I did, because I really got to learn a lot of different styles, Yeah. But I like the harmony from ELO. And I really like a lot of the older analog recordings, because, you can really hear the bass and the drums for what they truly are. You can hear the room in the recording, everything breathing, and you just, they want everything so perfect now for the radio. So perfect. I remember so many years ago, someone told me that they're going to go through my music with a fine tooth comb in the studio. And I was just a kid when someone told me that. And that kind of made me nervous a little bit. And little did I know that I was going to be the one. It was going to be me. It was going through that music with a fine tooth going down to the, a 30-second beat or a 64th beat, of one beat. I mean, that's how accurate you have to be when you're doing this stuff now.
Yeah. But
I got to learn a lot from a lot of great people, including Johnny Kay. And, he did The Sickness. We did a couple albums with him. And, it's all paid off. And I'm really glad that we can do everything ourselves. because we can spend the time. I mean, if just the amount of time that we're able to spend in the studio would cost us who knows how much money.
Oh, absolutely.
We have the freedom to do what we want.
Yeah.
I think we should take a 20-ish second song clip real quick. It's very brief, and because we can't play long segments or we get copyright blocks.
Oh, right. I see. Yeah. Although I could have gotten you permission from the record label, and then you guys could have played the whole album.
You would be surprised. They block us anyway.
Really?
They're like, oh yeah.
Wow.
We've had to fight so many of them. It's like, do you not see the artist talking to us saying, hey, play our song? And they're like, yeah, well, okay, we'll lift that one. Right. It's just like, oh my gosh, they're just so fast to jump on it. But here's a little bit of green.
Cool.
After this, tell us about the production of this and everything. Now, knowing that you did this, that's awesome. So here we go.
Lives have all been sold, but before they're old, heaven had sent for you, strange if you'd ever knew. Stretched out and willing, episodes unchilling.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah, that's some good stuff. That's good stuff. Yeah, I think that's what I saw, and I was like, oh, I've got to talk to these guys. Got it.
That's funny. The title, the title Green, and that was, I think I put that in the interview that we did, but I didn't know why. I didn't know why I was writing that, but I just knew that I should. And the sky turned green in the distance of a dream. And then, and almost like being prophetic, right? So maybe just a marker for me, because I didn't know why I should write it, but I wrote it, and it was a long time ago. And then I see, on the news that in this one state, the sky was green, completely green. And it was South Dakota, I think. The sky was completely green. So maybe that was just for me to know that in the future that was going to happen. And because you get your signs out there. The way I'm writing, that I've always written, has been like connecting with the universal energy out there. And we all do it. You can do it. You can do it right now. Are you a musician?
I try. I try to sing. And I can play a little guitar. I mean, like real little guitar.
Right.
But I do love it. I do love it.
Well, you can simply close your eyes if you're alone or whatever. I say get into a meditative state, but just close your eyes and block everything out. And then just listen, and you'll hear a song in your head. You'll hear a complete song. You'll hear it. You'll hear the production and everything. So then it's like getting that from your brain to, some scratch tracks that you can, because usually when you try to get it there, then you start forgetting it really quick.
Right.
So it's learning how to tap into that kind of thing. And then I also think it's from, people that have passed on, that they maybe find an open conduit. And that's why we did the John Lennon song, because I just felt this overwhelming feeling to record it. Just kept, almost haunting me to record that Working Class Hero. That's and awesome. The only version was the guitar, him and the guitar. So it was like, there should be a band behind this song, and then if you really listen closely to all the instruments, but listen to the bass and the guitar, it's almost like it is orchestrated. That's constantly going on throughout that music, but on the guitar and bass instead of violins or something like that. And then I watched a video a week after, and they asked John Lennon, where does he get his songwriting from? And he says, well, it's from I get it from people who passed on, and and I'm like an open conduit, and I'm like, oh my God. So wow. He did that, and here I am getting this feeling. Sounds crazy.
No, I'm with
You know,
you. No,
okay,
I believe
sounds
it.
nuts.
I believe
I get
it.
it.
No,
I
I
get it.
believe it.
But I think that any artist or anybody that's really using their brain, like really using their brain, they connect more easily than maybe people that aren't doing it. And I think anybody really that's you doing that, people with numbers that are really good with numbers and math and stuff.
Yeah. Too cool. Yes, totally agree. I've thought that too, because so many people say, I don't know, it just came to me. And it just wrote itself. And you hear that so many times. It's just like, I don't know. Nothing really inspired me. Something just happened.
Right
so,
on.
Yeah, and it's just fluid and it just happens. And I've heard it so many times.
That's very cool.
I had one more topic I wanted to hit with you for sure. You've got 6 or 7 different movies that you have songs in.
Yes.
Like how does that come about?
That's through our record label. So our record label, Darkstar Records, and we have worldwide distribution through Sony and Universal. So they have a movie company as well, and they just do a lot. They actually do a lot in the movies. So really, that's how it's as simple as that, pretty much.
Makes sense.
Right. Yeah. That makes sense. I was just like, that's really cool, because I saw that on your website that I was looking through, and I was like, how I don't know how that works.
Like we got the call to do the movie Lockdown, and we were in, I don't know where were we? Eve, where were we when we got the call to Arizona? And so then we had to go to fly to Boston and then to Chicago to record with Johnny K, actually. And that was, we decided to do the Thin Lizzy Jailbreak song. I remember in the studio, he's saying to her, you know, why don't you put some assless chaps on and I'll send you around the world, and then you can grow some balls and sing this song. That's what he said to her.
Nice.
My God, she was horrified, but she grew some balls. If you listen to you can find it online, Thin Lizzy. We did our version of it, but yeah, movies are great.
Too cool.
And I love that Max, I can never pronounce he's wicked Italian. I can't pronounce his name, but I call him Max. He's a great movie director and a lot of cool people. And it's really just all about doing what you want to do and having fun and meeting people like yourselves. And maybe if you can come to Rocklahoma, we'll hang out. You know, we'll have our RV with us. So you can come hang out with us on the RV if you want, have a drink or something, whatever it is that you do.
Heck yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We're kind of at the end, but love the stories. Love learning so much more about Leaving Eden.
Right on.
Good stuff.
Is there something I can share away, or
what's that?
Is there something I can share away?
He will have the thing. It gets recorded, and Randy can send you a link.
Okay, great.
After he gets everything done. Right now it's live, and then it goes to YouTube, our website,
and Spotify.
Awesome. Very cool.
Yep.
Well, great talking to you guys, man.
Great talking to you, man.
If there's anything you need from us in the future, we're here. If you want to just jam with us again, because this was awesome. I want to hear more of your stories for real, because you've been everywhere.
No shit.
Okay.
Like, cool. I know you got a lot of stories in there.
Right on. Okay, man.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
You too.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Randy.
Yes.
You want to take us out?
Yes.
We bang your ugly friends too.